Riviera, The Promised Land was first released on the Wonder colour way back in 2002. From there, it made its way onto the Game Boy Advance and saw a US release in 2005. The artwork was redrawn in the process, changing it from a slightly chibi style to more of a standard anime appearance. This was the version I played originally, and it was a fantastic and original experience. More on that in a bit. Finally, in 2007, the game was moved over to the PSP, where the graphics were remastered in a high-resolution 16:9 format, and the sound was dramatically improved as well. It is, in my mind, the definitive version of the game, though I wouldn't be at all surprised if the game saw another release on the Vita. You can already play the PSP version on the Vita if you download it from PSN though, so maybe not. Before I get into explaining the gameplay, I want to give a brief overview of the series that Riviera is the first part of. It is known as the Department Heaven series, and it is the product of Japanese development studio Sting. Each game takes place in the same world, which is loosely based on Norse mythology, though they usually don't cross over in any way. There have been 4 main episodes in the series so far: Riviera, Yggdra Union, Nights in the Nightmare, and Gungnir, all of which are RPGs, but all varying in gameplay style. I shall be coming back to the series again in the future, as it is one of my favourites. Back to focusing on Riviera then. In it, you take control of Ein, one of the grim angels tasked with travelling to the realm of the title and actuating the retribution, i.e. bringing about Ragnarok, or the end of the world, and killing all the demonic invaders in the process. However, Riviera would be destroyed in the process as well. On the way there, Ein is defeated by Ursula, a guardian of Riviera, and falls unconscious. Upon waking up, he finds himself in the company of 2 female sprites, Fia and Lena. They quickly become friends, and Ein decides to stay and live in peace in their village Elendia. However, Lidar, another grim angel, is still intending to bring about the destruction of Riviera, so it's up to Ein and the sprites to try and stop them. The game plays out in 3 modes: Look mode, Move mode, and Battle. You have a bank of trigger points, or TP, that you can use to investigate areas of interest in Look mode, which sometimes result in you finding an item or weapon of some kind. They may also reveal a new area of the map that you can travel to, or activate an interaction with the members of your party. Doing well in battle awards you with more TP, though there is a maximum amount you can have banked at any one time. It is impossible to see and do everything throughout Riviera in one single playthrough, as you simply won't have enough TP to do it all. Another key part of the game is conversations with the female members of your party. Each of them has a trust stat, and this is raised or lowered depending on how you treat them. It's essentially a variation on the dating sim that is quite popular in Japan. Those who have played the Persona games will have also experienced a version of this system. Then we have battles and the skill system. Most of the items and weapons you pick up also have a special ability associated with them. In order to unlock this ability and be able to use it in battle, you first have to use said item a number of times. However, the items only have a finite number of uses. For example, say you find a powerful Drake sword, it has an extremely powerful dragon slaying ability that requires you to use the weapon in battle 9 times to learn. However, the sword only has 3 uses. How do you learn the ability then? That's where practice mode comes in. At any time while exploring the dungeons, you can bring up a menu and launch into practice mode. Here, you get the benefit of earning experience towards a weapon's ability without actually using the item for real. Thus you will probably spend a good deal of your time in practice mode while playing this game, every time you find a new weapon or item with ability you haven't learned yet, in fact. If there's one criticism I can level at Riviera, is that it's really quite easy. Upon losing in combat, you can retry the battle with weakened opponents, so you're pretty much guaranteed to win eventually. The only penalty for this is that you'll get less TP as a result, so those looking for a challenge really won't find one here. I quite like this though. It means playing through Riviera is incredibly relaxing, and you can focus on the story instead of worrying about if you're going to get stuck in the future. The fact that you can't see everything in one go, and that each girl companion has their own special ending, means that the game has quite a high replay factor. I've already completed it twice, once on the GBA and again when the PSP version first came out. As a result of writing this review, I'm quite keen to play through it all again. It is certainly a very unique RPG. something which is a hallmark of the Department Heaven series. It will be a little while before I cover the next game, Hydro Union, as I have yet to finish it, but I'll be sure to make a video of it when I do. Riviera can be found on the PlayStation Network in Europe for $13.99, which is a fair price for the amount of game you're getting. Importing a physical copy from the US comes to around $25, which is only a little bit more expensive in pounds at about £15, so if that's your preference then copies shouldn't be too hard to find on eBay. Overall, if you are looking for a fun, different RPG experience with a laid-back attitude to difficulty that can be played several times over, then you should definitely give Riviera the Promised Land a try.